Hey everyone, we're back recording some more content about what was this tournament called? Snowy Summit?
So,
Snowy Summit 2.
No big deal.
Yeah,
what's
just like
what's that
a
tournament? Snowy something.
Chill Denver tournament, yeah.
I'm Eric.
Logan.
We are 2/3 of Critical EDH.
Yep.
And today we're just gonna go over the top 16 decks in Snowy Summit. I think we were fortunate enough to be among their number, but a lot of these we didn't get to see or go against when we were in Swiss, we were in a pod together in top 16. So this will be our first time again to look at them. And boy, am I excited! This was a cool top 16.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many decks that I would not expect to see making a top 16 in a 128 player tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So. Let me switch over the scene here real quick. We're kind of doing things a bit more manually today because we don't have anything set up. But yeah, here's our top 16, and we're going to start down here at number 16 with Torrance on his classic deck, Dargo Tymna.
Yeah, played against him before. Fantastic guy. I was just telling Logan, I was actually against him in the 5th round. Him and the guy that came in 14th. And we were talking about if we were going to ID and if we had enough points. And we were 90% sure they were going to make it. And I was sweating bullets the entire time.
So I think the head judge was calling, here's your top 16, and then going down the rankings. And Eric's like looking over going,
oh no. And then they call out his name, and I just like, woof, what about beads of sweat? So Tymna Dargo, Mardu. Mardu is a fun color wedge in CEDH.
Yeah, like I said, Torrance is one of our local-ish players. He's down in, I think, the Springs area.
Yeah, I think he's a sponsored player in the Springs.
Yeah, so real good guy.
He's on Luca? Heck yeah.
So what is he polymorphing into?
Let's see, he's got 16 creatures.
Is he polymorphing into Broodlord? Is that all it is?
Is that
Polymorph
is it
Dargo into Broodlord? That's so cool.
That's incredible. Are there any other 8-mana creatures?
I think just the fact that you see Mardu in the top 16 is a testament to, one, how good of a player he is, and two, I think maybe the meta is a bit more open than people think. So
especially like he post Dockside, seeing Ruthless Technomancer in a list. It does my heart good.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Magda, is he on the good Magda or the bad one?
I think he's on the good one.
Brazen Outlaw, that's the bad one.
Is it really?
No.
I don't know. All the Magdas are bad. That's
Magdas are bad.
This is a no Magda household.
Impulsive Pilferer, that's fun.
Yeah. Here, you want to take? Well, why don't you take control of this, and you can scroll through this list, and we'll kind of pass it off back and forth. Seems like you might know more about this than I do, but
I just think Mardu is. Those who know me know that I build bag decks, and I play them even worse. I had Flage for a little bit back when Dockside was still a thing. Yeah. Is he on? He's on Demonic Council.
I mean, he's gonna have stuff in the graveyard for sure.
He's on Philia. This is awesome. So we got a lot of decks to get through. Let's just ask the question: how does it win? Okay, so he's got multiplication. I'm assuming he's got to have.
I'm assuming he wins through some sort of Breach and/or Dargo line where he's able to just ping people with Dargo over and over again.
Gotta be. What's that person that you flash in and copy it? He's not on that 3.
Oh well,
creature.
wait. Rakdos the Muscle is the way to win.
Is it?
Yeah. That's an outlet for Dargo.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So it looks like he's got a couple ways.
That's awesome. But does he have that? What's the flash creature? It's shaming me that I don't know the name of it. That copies.
I don't know.
It's like the only win con in Rogtev. It copies spells. It always.
Oh, you're talking about
Dualcaster
Mage?
Yeah. He's not a Dualcaster Mage.
Well, he doesn't need it. He's got Rakdos right there. I see it.
So cool. Yeah. Look at all these. Look at all these artifacts.
I think one of the things that's happening with
Cursed Mirror. Let's go.
One of the things that's happening with the meta and decks right now is that you're needing less and less backup for your wins. Like you need a couple win cons or maybe like a couple backups for your primary win con, and that's it. Like you don't need to stuff your deck full of combos in order to pull off these grindier tournament games.
Like why play combos when you can play Peered to the Abyss? This is
pretty good. It's a pretty good card. Yeah.
In a deck like this, though, you're gonna lose so much less mana than if you add Nost.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, add Nost.
Is Nost in the deck?
I don't think so. Where's Instance? Further down.
Yeah, looks like no Nost. Wow.
I don't know if I told you this. I actually ad naused when I was at 13 Life during the tournament.
I'm so proud of you.
I hit a land, consecrated Sphinx, and then stopped.
That's amazing.
This is awesome. I really wish I'd gotten the chance to see this.
I mean, we're going to play with him again. Like, there's no
Yeah.
question about it. We're going to see him in another tournament, so I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll get rolled by this.
Yeah, the only other time I've played against it, I was playing Nadu.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of our first big, like, outing around...
Yeah, that was the first time I didn't go 0-5 at a
I
tournament.
popped it up in a new tab. So you
Oh,
might
right here?
understand. Yeah.
Okay, so next is going to be Magda. I think this was the player we went against in.
I think so too. I think I recall. If you watch our other video, I don't know if that's going to come out before or after this. We talked about this Magda game, especially in the top 16, and this player is a really good guy. I think he won the Batman Altar Soul Ring. Is
Yes,
that right?
he did.
Yeah.
He deserved it too. Anyone who's running this, I don't know Magda enough. Littleish Mints, Drew from the Magda Discord, I'm so sorry. If there are interesting Magda cards in here, I won't know.
I'm willing to say that Magda is a excellent deck that needs to have a good pilot behind it, and you kind of need to know what to tutor for, what line to go for, because you're so narrow on color, and you just don't really have that many options. So I would say big props to Torpor. Hey,
Yeah.
pretty
So
good.
quick question. Hang on while we're here. This is a conversation we're gonna have about Magda.
Yeah, we've had
If
this conversation.
Torpor Orb is not in a Magda deck,
Is
do
it
you think
CDH?
is it a CDH deck?
My answer is no.
No.
I mean, sure, it stops Dockside, but it also stops his other very strange creature called Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah. Never seen
Yeah.
it. Never heard of it. Clock of Omens. Great card. Loves the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. This was a deck. This deck.
This is 14 now?
Yeah.
All right.
Jake
Jake and Bake by... Who is this? This is that other guy you were saying that you ID'd with. Oh, it's Jacob Hawken.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were two Jacob Hawken players at this tournament. Full respect to them for running this list. I play this deck in casual, and I played a very nasty version of this deck in casual. So I'm pretty aware of what it can do, especially just casting these giant spells for free. Big Eldrazi or, Enter the Infinite or whatever.
is that what it is? Oh, look at all these
Dude,
costs.
they're massive. They're huge.
That's fun.
They're-
He has both Jin
G taxes.
Whoa! Not the Core Augur and the Progress Tyrant.
Yeah. And
And on Shuffle Titans?
Yeah.
Whoa. Volatile Stormdrake. That's how you know that a deck is good stuff, is that it's running Volatile Stormdrake.
Oh, yeah. He's deep in it. Look at all the pips, man.
Holy cow. He's paying more mana
No,
in
he
this.
doesn't have to pay.
Is it free?
It's free.
Holy cow.
It's free because you exile a card underneath the enchantment side of Jacob Hawken, and then you can
This
play it
is
for free.
so cool. I
It is really cool, and I'm super impressed to see it do this well
And it's on
at a big
Winter
tournament.
Moon.
Well, yeah, it's like mono blue. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
Urza.
because I guess you don't super care. It's like Orvar.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you
You
talk about CDH
All-star.
All-Star.
Yeah.
Great job for making the top 16.
Well deserved. I
Awesome.
did not want to go against that deck, and I made a comment during the. I was like, I rolled my eyes while I was like setting up for a pod, because I heard that there was a Jacob Hawken deck. I was like, oh man, that like, no way, like that's not good. And another player was like, what are you talking about? Like the deck is like totally a CDH deck. I was like, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not disrespecting you. I just don't want to play against it.
I just don't want to play it.
I just don't want to play against it. So
I was in neither one of these two pods that they won, but my assumption is they fought their ass off. So good
Yeah.
work. Great job getting in there.
hey, it's good to see Nicholas back.
Heck yeah. Pew pew.
Yeah.
This guy's great. I love
Who's our pilot? Dunk Zone. I don't know who that
Zone.
is.
Heck yeah. At the very least, we know he dunked on at least 113 other people. Way to
Yep.
get him, champ. Bergie. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so we got some new spice for sure from Bloomborough, and I think there's a couple cards that come out that are like, they always seem to release like 2 to 3 Obnixilis cards per set,
Yeah.
and maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, but like they technically work, you know?
Yeah, that's the. Unfortunately, Lumra doesn't get this treatment, but I feel like every other monocolored deck does. Is that like you always get something in every set?
Right.
There's Dualcaster Mage, Firebrand Archer. That's fun. There's just so many things in here to say. Party Thrasher.
Oh yeah,
Heck
like ping you for one. That's what the deck wants to do.
Ragavan.
That's its version of Rhystic Study.
Okay, I don't know who's going to tell Obnix, but what's the power of Ragavan? Keep scrolling. Got it. Back card. Who's going to tell him? Beseech the Mirror. Everyone's favorite. Love that. Jessica's Will has to be insane.
I think we all kind of know what Obnix List does at this point. I mean, it's a good deck. But what I'm more impressed about is seeing it make with Top Cut,
Good job. Yeah, I would I'm not seeing anything super stand out. You know what? This is, I think, the 4th deck in a row that's had Sensei's Divining Top.
I think Sensei's Top is a really good card. Is he on Bolus?
No.
Interesting.
Right. Dunk Zone.
Oh, you know why?
Maybe on Bolus.
Hold up. There is an Obnix List combo in which you can repeatedly ping people and play top off the top, draw the card, and then play top off the top.
Holy cow.
And then exile it with Obnix List's ability. So it's kind of assemble your own Bolus.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Do you need like
it's like a creature, I think. A creature that lets you do it. Mm-hmm. You kind of like need a Burgie or something.
I'm going to croak in my cleanup.
Oh, man. Okay, so I didn't talk about this in the other video. This player, awesome player, I kind of dunked on him in round 1. And I feel real bad, but I'm glad to see he made top 16.
Yeah.
It's hard to say I dunked on him because Glarb is not really that type of deck, right? But we just kind of put the pressure on him and like he was going for like the Chains of Mephistopheles and
this was that game.
Yeah. And we didn't like let him have it over and over again, and we ended up drawing the pod. So, I mean, I guess he got a point. Like, but he was like on no Gitrog and just Cradle in like another land for like turns, and he kept his cool, which is like I don't know that I could do that if I were in that position.
Okay, looks like it's still on the Witherbloom Apprentice lines.
Yeah, I mean you're in Golgari. So
classic stuff like Bitter Ordeal.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Is this? Hang on. First for the critical EDH. Is it Glarbable? Let's see. No. And this has been Will It Glarb. Okay. Life from the Loam, All-Star.
Yeah.
Praetor's Grasp.
He's just obviously trying to do the dredge stuff and I mean it's really hard to interact with this deck.
It's so hard.
I think the easiest part is interacting with Gitrog and just like bouncing him or killing it. And then you're in a rough spot, but if you just do the land thing, it's kind of hard to interact with.
If you're doing the land thing, Mana Bond rules.
Yeah, I'm sure you know more about this deck than I do
good.
because of the Luma experience.
All I'm saying is give us fast bond. Okay, here we go. Aiden, I played against this player in Swiss. Fantastic player. Congrats on making top 16.
It's the only other Glarb that made top 16, right?
Yeah, heck yeah. So
I got to talk about this one.
Yeah, jump in here. Jump in.
All right, so
Planeswalkers, that's fun.
Glarb is super flexible. You can run all kinds of different strategies. Just by looking at Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, we're probably on Doomsday here. I can already see Bolus off to the right side there. So they're on the more what I would call traditional Glarb plan, even though Glarb hasn't really been around that long. But yeah, I mean, Glarb is a way to crack that Doomsday pile and just kind of go for an early win or a unsuspecting win, especially when all you need is Doomsday, right?
Is Doomsday an instant?
It's a sorcery.
Okay. There we go. I was looking for those triple black.
Triple black.
There we go. Okay, yeah, you called it.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, I think obviously the deck has the capacity to win through many different means, all of which end in Thassa's Oracle or Jace. But
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Congrats on making top 16. It was a pleasure playing against you. Look forward to seeing you at the next tournament.
And I would look forward to arguing against that player.
Heck yeah.
How to construct Glarb.
Heck yeah.
And meeting of the minds, But yeah, congrats for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really good record. TNT.
Yeah, so the record we're looking at right now, Glarb is 2-2-2. And like obviously we're only going up from there, but it looks like that's kind of the 12-point cutoff or 10,
it was I think if you had 11 points with a high opponent win percentage,
a breaker.
12 points, I think you were pretty much locked.
Right.
Okay, so this is our first TNT. There were a lot of TNTs of the tournament. Their conversion rate was not great.
Same with Kinnan. TNT and Kinnan did not convert well, but I think that's a symptom of those decks being very visually accessible
Mm-hmm.
and being like, oh well, this is so popular, you just have to do this and this and this and you win. But I think when it comes down to tournament play, actually piecing those things together and converting is really the hard part.
So Tommy Tommy
Ray.
good job, Tommy. Other TNT players, take notes. You have Timna Thrasios in the command zone, already off to a good start.
So what we got to look for here is, because there's so many different cards you can run in TNT, we got to look for that like one little spice card that is probably in here.
Enduring Vitality, Kidden players hate him. On the Brewmaster, on the High Fate Trickster.
Okay. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary yet. Obviously, these are all really good cards. So
is Spellseeker like a ubiquitous TNT card?
Well, so you Spellseeker, you get Neoform, you Neoform the Spellseeker into Brewmaster.
Brewmaster, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's a Neoform.
I mean, obviously, that's not the only thing you can do with it. You can
offer you can't refuse. I feel like this is more of a decision than it was in decks past.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. I'm pretty low on that card. What do you think?
I've been cutting it, but I think that's just because I'm a greedy little boy, and I got to make room for artist talent somehow.
Yeah,
they aren't on Misdirection.
Well, and
they are on Source of Plowshares.
I think Misdirection is a card that I picked up because of Glarb, and now I'm seeing more of the value of Misdirection as just like it's almost a second Force of Will, like not quite, but it's good enough to protect what you're doing on your turn. So if I'm casting like a Necropotence and someone goes to Force of Negation it, I can misdirect it to Misdirection. And that's, in that case, it's like a Force of Will. But if someone's casting something that I need to stop, obviously it doesn't help there.
Yeah.
So
you can't like Misdirection someone's Veil of Summer.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, that'd be real.
But I think the card's really good, and most people should probably consider it, especially with the lower colors you get.
Let's see if they're
How many lands?
Are they on Shifting? Oh, they're not on Shifting Woodland. That is interesting to me.
How many lands?
28.
Yeah, that's normal.
Swiftfoot, Survival of the Fittest.
Okay, I got to talk about this. People need to start running Sylvan Library.
Yeah?
It's not here. I don't
Holy
see
cow, it's not. I missed it. So did Tommy. Tommy, why didn't you put it in? Tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of TNT players, because they're so reliant on the draws from Timna, they're not willing to invest that mana, especially in the Sylvan Library. And obviously, it doesn't help late game, right?
Yeah.
But I think the card is so good that it's almost unignorable. So I don't know.
I think we talk about this all the time. It is the card I hate to put in decks the most.
I hate the card,
but you just gotta do it.
I hate the card. It's like you gotta eat the frog though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
Glarb,
not gonna say you would have made 10th if you had it in, but okay, here we go. It's Grant. Oh heck yeah! Way to get in 9th place, Grant. This guy's gonna have a Sylvan Library. Let me tell you.
Probably
Timna
not
in the streets.
Oh, is he on TNK?
Cromit in the sheets. Blue Farm. Let's go.
God.
Let's go. This guy's gonna be on Artist Talent. Let me show you.
So I didn't actually get to play against Grant. I'm not sure if you did, but I've heard like he's a really good player, and apparently people know him from all around. So maybe we'll catch you next time. But
yeah. I was. I think he was in the pod that went the longest.
Not the first one.
Cut.
Oh, the top cut pod.
Cut.
Yeah. His top cut pod went a while. I was like literally just busting out the trade binder and chilling with the boys. But the biggest question I have is he on Consecrated Sphinx?
Is he on Consecrated Sphinx?
I don't see it.
As much as I like to rep the Denver scene, if you are not on the Denver secret tech, get the fuck out of here.
It's not that secret. It's not that secret either.
Offer you can't refuse. Maybe I'm just making bad decisions here. I should
probably.
We're
coping.
Fire Covenant. This is an example I've been talking with Jason a lot about. In that he says it is a card that he has like never once had it in his card and had it in his hand and wished it wasn't there. He says there's always something to do with this card.
It's an instant board wipe, instant speed board wipe, right? But also it doesn't wipe your stuff.
It doesn't.
And like I don't know. I liked it in Rog Tev when I played that deck, and I guess I still play it, but it's just good because like you can dump a lot of life into it and just kill stuff.
I haven't tried it out yet, but this is one of those cards where like
I'd totally prefer it over Toxic.
Yeah, Grant. I think I'm not on Toxic either. I'm on such a greedy deck.
Yeah.
Which is why I did great in Swiss and terrible in Top Cut. Aside from that, not in trouble in pairs.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's definitely like a meta call card. If you're expecting to see a lot of Tivits, I think you should probably be on that. Also, it just seems like it's good enough. It's kind of hard to cast sometimes, but it's all right.
Either way,
the other thing, no copy enchantment, no mirror made.
Holy cow!
Nothing
You're
like
right.
that.
That is true. That's really interesting.
Because there was a big like we knew that Freedom Waffle was going to be at this tournament, and he's sort of famous for the no bad cards Kinnan, in which he runs those cards and Clever Impersonator, and his only goal is to copy Smothering Ties and Mystics and all that stuff and have those draw engines.
Well, Grant, if you were not able to get a mirror made because me and Sam bought the last ones at EG, I'm sorry. Okay, here we have Ross on Ashaya. Let's see what we're cooking with.
Oh, dude, I heard about this deck. I didn't get to play against it. I was very thankful to not have to go against it in top 4 because there was certainly a chance of that happening.
Yeah.
And I did not have a game plan to deal with this.
Yeah.
Other than, I guess, like kill Ashaya.
Okay, it looks like this is kind of operating on like similar lines to Selvala because you've got like the Duskwatch Recruiter. This is a way that if you have like infinite mana, you can just go through your entire deck, all your creatures. Disciple of Freylease. This is a great example of one of the MDFCs that came out in Modern Horizons.
Oh, I'm very familiar with that card.
Yeah. You're what is it? Kodama Dargo.
Kodama Dargo, dude.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So you sack Dargo to the Disciple, and
Fierce Empath. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature with mana value 6 or greater. Oh, that's cool. Does that get you Protean Hulk? Is this some Protean Hulk lines?
Probably.
It's got to be right.
Is it not?
I don't think so. Whoa.
Woodland
That's crazy because
Bellower?
Ashaya is part of so many Protean Hulk lines.
Well, yeah, because you get Ashaya and like Dryad Arbor.
On Yeva and Yusan. He's on basically running every monogreen commander except
in the 99.
Yeah, except Lumra. Where's Lumra?
Well, you can turn them into lands.
Oh, that's true. You know what else turns things into lands? Lumra.
You just run like 50 lands.
Let's see.
Are you still coping by like not running 60 lands or more?
I'm trying to get there, dude. I'm down to 3 instants and sorceries.
That's crazy.
But see this guy, he's on 20. Archer Terms. Bind. Let's go. Hell yeah. Collective Resistance. This card is incredible.
All right, we can't spend too much time on those lists.
Okay, that's true. I got to move. All I'm going to say.
All right, how many lands? I want to know.
How many lands? 25.
That's really interesting.
Just to clarify, it's technically 26.
I don't want to hear it. Also, not 26. It's how many creatures? He's 35 creatures. Those are all turned into lands.
So 25, 55, 56. Loomer still wins. 60. Let's go.
Yeah.
In Concordant Crossroads, Earthcraft. I feel like I kind of have a sense of what this deck does, but I'm sure if I was ever in a pod with you, you would kick my ass. So
I think you made a good point, like about Selvala. Like I think it's Selvala, Ashaya. Ashaya is probably like the dark horse of the 3, and then like obviously Lumra. I'm very aware of Lumra and Selvala. This, as soon as I heard about it, I was just racking my brain. I was like, if I go against this deck, what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah.
How am I going to handle this? Like, what am I going to do? And then I thankfully didn't have to face it. So,
well, congrats again on your placement. This was awesome. Sorry, I didn't get to
what was
play.
the record?
They went 3-2-1.
That's pretty good.
So that means going into breakers, they were 3-1-1.
Right. And they just lost in top 16. So,
hope to see you at further tournaments. Please.
Yeah, for sure.
Destroy me whenever we play. I want to see your deck pop off. Is it CDH? Is it Nadu? Oh man, each day without Nadu, we get further and further from God.
Do you think this is like Holden Pryo's list? Because he's the one that's known for this, right?
I think so. At least
this deck eludes me. I know what it's doing. I know it's trying to do the storm thing, but is he on like the 18 lands or whatever? Like,
let's see.
18.
You called it.
Yeah.
2 MDFCs. This is okay. Hang on. Give it to me straight. This versus Krakashima.
It's hard to say. There was a Krark Takashima that was doing well at the tournament. I don't think they made top cut, but I heard they were doing okay. Obviously, Raw is much more castable, and like you don't need to find that doubler. So I think that there's a lot of obviously cool and like novel things you can do in this deck. I don't think it's quite my playstyle.
I don't think it's quite my playstyle either, but I do, of all the Izzets, I think there's always going to be at least one Izzet deck in the meta just because it transitions so well from casual to competitive.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun playstyle.
Well, not to call this deck casual.
No.
Yeah.
I have lost to Ral so many times. I think a great example is I think of all the Izzet commanders, Ral is weirdly the hardest one to get rid of. Because like if you're going against like Niv Mizzet or Krark, they're such like targets for removal. Whereas
Ral, like I don't know that I can justify wasting something on Ral. Like I can totally justify it on Stella Lee, right? Because like Stella Lee is only there to be a combo piece. This is kind of like it's kind of a combo piece. It's kind of like a value cost reducer.
My experience playing against Ral players has been that this lets them pick their moments, as opposed to on a lot of other Izzet Storm decks, you are just always going for it. Either way, congrats again on making top 16. We do love a good Ral.
Yeah.
Good job,
Cody. Have we seen any doubles of decks so far?
So
we're already that deep into top 16, right? So
yeah, we're coming to 6th place. I think
now this is our first double, right?
Yeah, first double, and then we're only going to see. We got all of them in a line here. So there's 3 TNKs and 2 TNTs, and aside from that, everything else is like a unique list.
Wow.
Like great job, Denver.
Yeah.
This one's me, 3, 1, and 2.
Yeah. So tell us about your list.
Tell us about the list. Bad at CDH farm. Don't believe the lies. I'm a terrible player. This is.
I mean, that's obviously not true. At this point, like you're on a tear. Like you're doing really well. I think you were, despite your placement here, you were tied for first in points out of Swiss.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this in another video. I think Consecrated Sphinx gets a lot of the credit for that. If you are having issues, I don't care what color you're in. If you're having issues getting out of Sphinx,
you're in blue,
just play Consecrated Sphinx. Even honestly, imagine. I think if Ashaya was running Consecrated Sphinx,
they would have so many lands.
Just
in their
imagine,
hands.
Can't be stopped.
Holy.
Mockingbird. This is one I know that not everyone's running, but I've seen Jason, a player that we'll see later, Ranger Captain into Mockingbird into another Ranger Captain. You still get your Esper, and you get all your opponents to pee their pants a little, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Fun story about Professional Facebreaker. In one of my games, I resolved a Wheel of Fortune while I had a Smothering Tithe on board.
Holy.
Did not ask a single player if they were going to pay. Did not create a single treasure. I was so distracted. Totally went past me until after the game, the opponents were like, "Hey, did you know that you missed 21 Smothering Tithe triggers?"
Did you win that game?
I did win.
Excuse me? You won that game?
Yeah. Even though I was apparently trying to punt as hard as possible.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, the deck must be good then.
Yeah. Either the deck is good or I'm good, but it can only be one. I think enchantments, not on Necropotence. One of my goals is I really need to just wrap my head around that card and give it to it. Underworld Breach, these are all good. Mirror Maid, I love Mirror Maid. I think Mirror Maid's great.
What are you copying with the artifact side though? Just the One Ring or what?
One Ring. Usually just the One Ring.
Okay.
But honestly, I cast this 3 times in the tournament, and each time I was copying either my own Rhystic Study or my own Smothering Tithe.
Yeah.
It only resolved one of the times, but copy enchantment. Have not seen this card since I bought it. I've played the deck maybe 20 times.
It's Mirror Maid, but easier to cast.
Yeah. I haven't even seen it off an Adnaz.
Okay.
And then Artisan Talent, great card. Can't wait to cut it.
This is a leftover card from Eric's and my experience with Rogsai, in which we play a non-traditional Rogsai shell focused around cards such as Artist Talent and Waste Not.
Yeah.
And you can find this list on my Moxfield or his Moxfield. I think we were like still 2 cards different.
So yeah, like 2 cards
one
different.
card different maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Artist Talent's a great card in that sort of shell where you're trying to storm off and do things. In Blue Farm, you kind of already have all the tools you need. You don't need to dig for more tools. So I think it's worth cutting.
The only time I ever cut it, the only time I ever cast it was in top 16 when I had 3 cards in hand. This was the first one. The other 2 was Thessa's Oracle, Demonic Consultation.
Yeah.
I wish Artist Talent had been literally anything else. Here we go. Evan.
This is Freedom Waffle.
Here we go.
This is that list I was talking about.
NBC,
No bad cards.
No bad cards. Except Endurance. Oh, man. Tezzeret.
Let's go through this list real quick and let's look at all the things that draw cards or copy enchantments.
Okay.
Oh, Sphinx, weird.
Clever Impersonator, Sphinx.
Yep.
This kind of draws cards. I mean, you draw it in their draw.
That's
step.
a mid-range breaker.
That is.
Yeah, that's how you break through the
Here we
mid-range.
go. Fray Mastermind.
Sure.
Nezahal. Yeah.
That's all kind of traditional Kinnan stuff.
Thrasios.
And it looks like he's not able to really fail Kinnan flip, which is nice.
I think one of your cats disagrees.
Yeah, I don't know. Roger?
How many enchantments?
My cat is named after Rograk, by the way.
Copy, Artifact, Copy, Enchantment, Mirror Maid, Mystic Remora, Ristic Study.
Yep.
That's awesome. Don't run any other cards. Just run these.
Yeah, like what do you need? That's it's all there.
That's
the gang's all here.
That's incredible. Well, I know this is across the board something that a lot of people say about him, but Freedom Waffle was a great guy, super nice to everyone, and he took what is currently both of our Discord profile pictures.
Yeah, check out our Twitter for some more photos, and there's the whole drive link. But this man is a madman. He will blow you out in a game, immediately stand up, shake everyone's hand, and then go run around taking photos.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So.
Great guy. Now we are in top 4.
Yep.
So congrats to everyone who made top 4. And a tournament this large, cutting to top 16, it's hard enough to get in. But also, for the most part, all the top 16 games were pretty intense. So congrats to everyone who got here. We'll start with 4th place, Jesse on TNT. This is only the second one.
So this is the first time I met Jesse. Was actually in top 4, but I learned that he's a local, which is great. Top 4 was all Denver local people, which is super cool. And I heard, I didn't get to see it, but I heard he's running some spice in this list.
Okay, let's see. Fey Barrel Elder. That's, show me a TNT with Fey Barrel. Fiend Artisan actually is a more unique one.
Okay, keep going. There's more.
Orcish Bowmasters. That's news. Talion. Whoa. Oh, hey, here we go. I think I found it. Holy cow. Oh, that is so interesting. Oh, one more. And it's a human.
Wait. Put on a creature you control that many.
Do you see it?
No.
This is Swiftfoot reconfiguration, but like on a stick. So the issue is it doesn't give Devoted Druid haste because it's still a creature, but you can do the whole thing as much as you want. Alrighty. I think
the wording in that's a little bit. I understand now.
Also, I'm just now noticing that our physical bodies are frozen, but
are we frozen again?
But the screen is still moving.
I'm going
to give the mouse back to you.
This is crazy.
I'm just gonna keep like Vizier of Resonant. I want to hear if that worked.
Look, we're frozen. This is.
I want to be able to call every TNT deck not running that card a coward because it's secretly really good. On 27 lands.
Hey, we're back.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is so cool.
No, there was another card that wasn't that one.
You see, before going to you see Talion in the 99 so much less than you used to.
I get asked all the time why I'm not running Talion and Glarb. One, I think it represents doing too much and also not enough at the same time. Because I think it's pretty high variance, so I'm not running it. I totally see it in this list where you're just chilling, you're grinding out for sure.
Another person on offer. I think this
is also a flyer for Tymna.
Whoa.
Offer. I feel like that's a legacy card at this point. Like it's not legacy format, but like legacy is in like I don't know.
I think maybe we just don't like it because we played too much Roxai.
No, but Roxai even likes it. Right? Because you can offer your own rock or whatever and make mana.
Well, Roxai loves it. Well, especially when your own stuff gets it. Free from the real.
Let's go. Okay, yeah. I knew he was on that.
That's awesome.
But look at the artifact package. 7 artifacts?
That is crazy. Man. I feel like if I was going to play TNT, I want to play this list. I don't want to. I'm not going to. But Jesse, if I was going to,
yeah,
I know who I'm DMing on Discord.
Leyline of Anticipation.
Woo! Run Leyline of the Void. Come on. Play CDH with the
cowards. Run it.
I have no reason.
Wait. Hold on. He's also on Alchemist Refuge. That's very cool. You can pay blue and green, gives all your stuff flash.
That's so good.
That's
That's a
actually
really cool printing of it.
That was something I just changed after the tournament before Glarb
Heck yeah.
was running that card.
Did you put it in because you saw it in the game against them?
No,
Okay.
who's always in the considering.
Are they on Shifting Woodland?
No.
I feel like we got to talk to. We know a lot of TNT players. I need someone to tell me whether they're on Shifting Woodland. To me, it seems like that would be the best. Jason,
Maybe it's because they're in 4 colors.
Jason, thank you for all your help. Thank you for helping me get 6th. I'm so sorry I couldn't beat you, but I'm pretty sure you don't mind.
Where's the Consecrated Sphinx?
Yeah, he's on Teferi. He says this has been working real well for
Well,
him.
yeah, he just needs like another silence effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no displacer though, right?
Yeah,
There's
no
no reason to run
displacer.
displacer.
No Consecrated Sphinx? That's weird.
Yeah, he must not be from Denver.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's got to be from like.
I don't know. We should
Somewhere
probably
not here.
not include him in our group here.
That's true.
Yeah, he needs to get with the program.
Also on offer.
I mean, it's just offer is good enough most of the time. Like it's a universal non-creature counterspell, but there's so many times where I'm just like, I don't really want to cast this because I'm giving Kinnan 2 mana, or I'm giving
Also, this is the laziest reason to not put it in decks. Someone else always has interaction. I'm such a greedy player. One thing that I love about this list, I know not every TNK is on this. I think Flare of Duplication is potentially one of the best cards in TNK right now.
Yeah, and I think you do have to build the deck in a certain way to allow for it, such as like Facebreaker and DRC and stuff like that. Whereas obviously on Rogsai, you can just run it as super free.
Oh, it's super free.
But I think it's obviously a very good card because it represents doing nothing, and then all of a sudden you have something. Yeah,
I didn't do this in a tournament, but in a game, I have Flare of Duplication to Tainted Pact to get both Demonic Console and Thassa's Oracle.
Wow.
Someone tried, I've multiple times that people have tried to counter my Jessica's Will, so I'll just Flare of...
it's incredibly flexible. I think in one of the games that I drew with Jason, he was responding to a player that was about to win with an Ad Naus, and I was trying to force a draw because I was like, I don't need to win or lose this game. I just want to draw. And so I was playing Rogsai, and I just presented a flare on top of Jason's Naus. And I was like, can we draw now? Like is this enough to convince you to draw? And they're like, okay. So yeah, obviously the card's very powerful.
Yeah, it's the...
He's not on any enchantment copiers.
Really cut down on the enchantments. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is he back on March of Swirling Mist?
You know what? A card is probably
Yeah, he is.
underplayed in this deck, but could be good. Limdol's Vault.
Oh, I hate Limdol's Vault.
Really? It seems like a card that would kind of line up with your playstyle.
I think that, like, once again, I think it's really important to emphasize that I did really good in Swiss and then absolutely crashed out in top 16. I think of that as a card. I just have seen so many people Limduels through their deck and then realize that they, like, should have stopped, or that, like, they're looking for, like, 2 cards when they saw...
But you're a better player than that.
I'll try it. I'll throw it in.
So in Glarb, I replaced Witchclaw with that. Obviously, there's additional value that Glarb can get from Limduels. So it's just a card I've been thinking about putting in other lists, such as like TNK, where you're always drawing cards. Like you're always, so if you can kind of select or pseudo select the top 5 that you draw, you're probably going to draw those 5 within like a turn or a turn cycle.
That's true. I think Limduel's Vault is a great example of a card that rises in quality to the player that's using it.
For sure.
Something I've thought about. I think the reason I'd want to add it is so that I can Limduels a card on the bottom to like put a counter spell on bottom, Demonic Console for it. Tell everyone, oh no, I'm out.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's probably an edge case, but it's still a good card.
It's you don't do that in every game. Anyways, Jason, congrats on making it to the top 4. Really appreciate you as a player, and thanks for all the games we get to play with you.
Oh yeah, definitely guidance and mentorship for sure.
Speaking of another,
I don't know what this deck does.
Obviously, it flips it and or rips it.
It was flipping it, but it was not ripping it. At least in my game, it obviously made it to top 4. So he was doing something during the tournament. I joke about this for sure because Jacob is an excellent player. Again, he's one of our locals. So congrats to you, Jacob. But I think every tournament I play against Jacob, he's not playing Narset. So this is the first time I've met him in a tournament in which he's playing his quote signature deck. And then I didn't get to see him do anything aside from play a very, very scary early Narset.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's the you were telling me about this. He's on Lion's Eye Diamond, and then if we go down to lands, I still think this is one of the coolest combos. Mycosynth Gardens.
You can just click on the card. You don't have to click fusion.
It has the ability that you can tap and have it become a copy of target non-token artifact you have.
Yep.
You pay 0, you target LED, and then LED doesn't have to tap for mana. You can crack it. Oh, how many extra turn spells is he on?
A few. Probably not as many as Jacob Hawken.
Man, that would be.
I
this
joked.
Is like a lot of extra turn spells.
So I joked because remember how we talked about the Talion in the TNT deck?
Mm-hmm.
He'd played Talion, and I was so tired. But the only joke I could make was like, "Can you like name 7 or something for the Narset player?" Because I'm not casting anything on 1 or 2, and like 1 kind of hoses Jason, or 2 kind of hoses him too. But like, all I knew was that Narset has all these giant spells.
I don't know what makes me this way, but whenever I see a CDH list and I see a CMC stack like this, God, I want to play this deck so bad.
It definitely tickles a part of your brain that you're like, I'm not a gambler.
I know,
right? But I kind of want to be.
Yeah,
like I want to go to I want to hear the dinging of the slots and like. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, well, congrats on taking this deck to the top 4.
Check out Jacob's deck. Obviously, he is like the Narset guy
for sure.
If you ever want to play it or if you want to learn from him, join him and join the Narset Discord. I joined over there to give him crap because I copied his Narset and ended up winning. But
you're an honorary Narset player
for sure.
And then we have you here at number 1. Let's go. Congrats again.
Thanks.
On Glarb, you stare at the top of your library and it stares back. Secret Denver Tech. What could that be?
So I had to put not 1 but 2 Nietzsche quotes in the description and the title of the deck. So
hard times create strong fraud.
I figured someone might appreciate that, but I don't really do anything in this deck, and that's kind of the whole point. Is like I'm going to look at the top of my library, and if I like it, it'll stay there. If I don't, then it's going to go to the bin, and I'm going to try to draw something better.
If I don't like it, get out of here.
Yeah.
Clever Impersonator. What's your enchantment package? You're on copy enchantment.
Yeah, not quite full copium with the Mirror Maid, but I think copy enchantment was kind of good enough for me because I didn't need the flexibility of Mirror Maid. I didn't need to be able to cast like copy an artifact. It wasn't really going to do anything for me. If you look at my artifact package, it's already kind of light.
Yeah, it is.
I'm down to 11, and
not a machine gods. Interesting.
Why would I be? It's another 4 mana thing that just copies something I don't really care about.
It could then you could have 2 Thassa's Oracles.
Yeah, wow. Amazing.
The value.
Yeah, so like I didn't really need the flexibility of Mirror Maid, and also like it's a little bit harder to cast, so I just really wanted to copy somebody else's Ristic or my own.
Have you thought about going on Burgeoning in addition to Exploration, or do you think 1's enough?
I'm actually on 2. So if you look at Exploration and then Dryad of Leasing Grove, those are both additional land drop effects. Burgeoning hasn't been working out well in my testing because I value Ristic and Mystic so lowly in this deck, or I'm trying to actively destroy them, that like I'm never ending up with lands in my hand. I'm just dumping them onto the field as quickly as possible. So accruing those lands into my hand and then holding them and passing turn is like never really happening. But I think Burgeoning is an excellent card, and I see it a lot in like Denver style TNT lists. So like I totally get it there. But
this is another card I think is incredible.
Malevolent Hermit. Yeah. Playing it on the front's okay if it ends up in your hand, but if I see that dude on the top of my library, that shit is going to the graveyard pronto.
Yeah. The game we played together, we were talking earlier about those moments of like forcing people to respond in inopportune times. You were going into your turn, and we were like, "Well, hang on, let's see what he does before we decide how we want to use our interaction." You're like, "I'm casting Benevolent Geist," and we're all like, I guess in cards like that are powerful. And then Kitsa's one I know is not like once again, there's no such thing as like the staple Glarb yet, but
right.
What's the case for Kitsa?
Kitsa lets me dig for more lands. It gives me another like look at the top. Like I joke about it all the time, but that literally is my game plan. I want to play off the top, and I want to do the top deck manipulation thing. I don't care what goes in my graveyard. I'm not playing out of the graveyard at all. I've got no Yogg's Will, nothing like
you're
that.
You're not on reanimate or anything, right?
No reanimate effects. I even cut reanimate. Like it's not doing anything for me. So like Kitsa is one of those effects where I can look at one extra card. It does happen to combo with dramatic reversal. I'm kind of wary of even mentioning it, not because it's like some sort of secret tech or something. I've never done it in a tournament game.
Whoa.
So, and I'm not ever tutoring for it. So it just kind of, both cards to me exist independently.
Yeah. That's cool. It's a great list. Obviously it's good enough to take first place at a 128 person tournament. Unfortunately, we're not experts on, Ashaya or Gitrog or Ral or some of these decks.
I'd love to talk to those players.
Would be super duper interested. Yeah. As we've said multiple times, very grateful for the Denver scene has been super, super good to us. The TOs, Fabled Events, did an incredible job organizing it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Sam, Luca, and Sylvan at Fabled Events. They were able to put on a amazing tournament for the second time now.
Absolutely.
Snowy Summit 2. And then we're looking forward to whatever event they put on next, because our butts will be in those seats.
If they're hosting, we're going.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we'll see all the players who made it in the top 16 here. Thank you everyone for participating.
Yeah, guys, if we're talking about your deck list, sound off in the comments or something. We'll maybe try to have a conversation with you or something, because we want to know about these decks. There's so many decks here that are like you said, Ashaya and stuff like that. I don't know how it wins.
Help me learn
how to beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Really enjoy getting to have this platform, however small it is, to kind of rep the Denver scene. And we look forward to talking to you guys in our next video.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Peace.